time, y'all. Time for Big Boys Boxing.
I would never let a white boy beat me. I would never let a white boy beat me.
Possible opponent.
Big right hand, he's out.
And it's over. It's over, and it's going to be a knockout victory for Joe Smith.
Kia ora team, and welcome back to Big Boys Boxing for today's preview and prediction for the rematch between Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua for the IBF, WBA, WBO, and now the Ring Magazine belts. So this is a much anticipated rematch. As we know, last time Alexander Usyk took the 3 belts from Anthony Joshua in a 12-round decision. I scored 8-4, giving Joshua round 4, 5, 6, and 8. But many have given their opinion in anticipation of this rematch, what Anthony Joshua needs to do better. Not too many people are talking about what Alexander Usyk has to do better. Now, I've just watched the open workout. There's been a lot of speculation about weights. Lots of people saying Usyk is going to come in lots heavier, possibly 235, 240. I think that's just speculation. After seeing the open workout, I think Usyk maybe looks a little more cut, a little more muscular, but no bigger, in my opinion. And same with Joshua. A lot of people think he was possibly going to come in lighter so he can be a bit quicker. Some were saying he might come in heavier so he can try and knock Usyk out. I didn't see much change. I think both guys are going to be within 3 or 4 pounds of what they weighed last time. So I don't think there's too much to that. But we will see come weigh-in a couple of days. Now, as you can see, I'm playing this Fight Night match in the background that I played just before I recorded this. I modified the fighters to more like what they are now, and I tried to use Usyk how I thought he might fight this fight. A lot is going to depend, of course, on how Anthony Joshua fights this fight. As I said, I think many people have been commenting on what Anthony Joshua needs to do better. A lot are saying he needs to be a lot more aggressive, but still has to be defensively responsible at the same time. I can agree with that to a degree, but not many people are mentioning the pitfalls of being more aggressive. Yes, he is the bigger man. Yes, he has more power. He has more reach. But if he is more aggressive, he's going to be open to be hit a lot more at the same time. If he can hurt Alexander early and push him back against the ropes and go to work, then I think that's a better plan than just, punch, 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 punch. That's not going to work against Usyk. You have to get him against the ropes. He's got very good footwork, so it's pretty hard to get him against the ropes and even harder to keep him against the ropes. He is also the quicker man, and he lands cheeky little uppercuts on the inside. He moves his head, gets under shots, and he counters over the top. So there is a price to pay for being more aggressive, not only with getting hit with counters, but there's also problems with stamina potentially later in the fight. If you're more aggressive, that costs. The cost is impact on your gas tank. Now, there was some interesting comments from Anthony Joshua earlier in the week. He claimed that in the first match, he wasn't trying to hurt Usyk. He was trying to display that he can kick it with what many people think is the best technical boxer in the world, in Alexander Usyk. Who does that? I thought the point of defending a world title was to try and win. And this man, like I said, is widely regarded as one of the best technical boxers in boxing. So, Why would you just want to prove that you can hang as a boxer against a boxer when you're the bigger man, you got more power, and your best chance of winning and defending your title at the time is to hurt this man? Don't let it go long, because in the later rounds, he's quicker, he's got a better stamina package, he's technically more sound. Why would you want to let it go to the later rounds? To me, that's just stupid. I think it's a bit of a cop-out. He also said that if Alexander wasn't a lefty, he would have smoked him. Wow. The thing is, he is a lefty. And interestingly, in the media workout this morning, Alexander didn't show us a lot of boxing. He didn't even have any gloves or wraps on. He did a coin trick in the ring, did a bit of a warm-up and a little bit of shadow boxing. But interestingly, all of the shadow boxing was from the orthodox stance. I wonder if he's going to throw a bit of orthodox fighting in there. Simply because Anthony Joshua said if he wasn't a lefty, I would have smoked him. It would really kind of be a good laugh if Usyk came out, fought the whole fight orthodox, and still beat Anthony Joshua. That would really make me laugh. But I don't see that happening, to be honest. As we know, Usyk, when he gets in close, he quite often squares up and sometimes fights a little bit out of the orthodox stance momentarily before going back to southpaw and getting out of dodge. So it's going to be interesting to see. So really, if Anthony Joshua is going to win this fight, I do agree that he does have to be a little more aggressive. He does have to be defensively responsible. But what I would really like to see, and I don't expect to see it, is when Anthony Joshua throws a right hand or a jab, duck his head to one side, get it off the line as he punches, because Usyk always comes back straight away as soon as he gets hit. You got to expect a counter shot from the smaller, quicker man. I think he's going to have to get Joshua out of there within 7 rounds. I think it's a common theme that lots of people have said. He's got to hurt this man, he's got to do some damage, and he's got to do it before 7 rounds. Or he's, like I said earlier, he's not going to have it in the tank to take him out later. Particularly if he's being more aggressive, because he's going to gas even more. Now, of course, there is the potential for Joshua to have a better gas tank this time around. He knows that he didn't have the gas later in the fight last time around. He said so himself, he wasn't well enough conditioned, so there is no doubt in my mind he would have been working a lot on his stamina and conditioning. Part of the being more aggressive to slow Usyk down for Joshua is definitely a lot of straight rights and a lot of stepping into sticking jabs to the body early on against Usyk. Yes, he's possibly going to get caught upstairs a little bit doing this, but it's necessary to slow Alexander Usyk down. We saw in the Derek Chisora fight, he doesn't really like it much to the body. The only time I've seen Alexander Usyk dropped was back in the amateurs, and that was with body shots. So we will see what tactics Anthony Joshua is going to use, because that's going to determine what Alexander Usyk is going to do. Now, Alexander Usyk, this man can pretty much do most things in the ring. And like I said, whatever Anthony Joshua comes out in those first couple of rounds is going to determine what Alexander Usyk is going to do. Now, if what I expect is going to happen with Joshua being a little more aggressive and trying to work the body a lot more early on, I think Usyk won't be starting as fast as he did last time. He'll probably try and pot shot a few shots here and there, maybe stick a few to the body. You know, he was throwing a wide left hand now and then to the body last time. I don't see that opportunity being there as much early on for Usyk this time. So I'm expecting Joshua to win the first, second, maybe even the third round as well. And we will see what adaptations Alexander Usyk can use in those early rounds. I think it's going to be a matter of survival, but trying to stay close enough to make Anthony Joshua throw punches to try and hurt him, but try and make him miss a lot. As you can see in this Fight Night game in the background, a lot of the time I'm trying to stay at the range to make him punch, but be far enough away that I can step out of range or step to the side, make him miss. This is going to cost stamina for Usyk as well. So, the middle rounds of the fight I think are going to be very competitive. Once Joshua's slowed down a little bit, as long as he hasn't dropped Usyk in those first 3 rounds, I think those middle rounds are going to be hella competitive up until about round 9. Similar to like last time. I think it was round 9. Usyk started stepping up the pace a little bit, and Anthony had no response really. He had a few shots here and there, but you get my drift, right? Those last 4 rounds, if it gets that far, to me, I see Usyk winning every single one of them clearly. So it could be a tight fight. If this fight goes the distance, I'm predicting that it's going to be a similar score to last time. Either 8-4, maybe 7-5. But if it's 7-5, it could be an issue unless the 7 rounds are extremely clearly won by Alexander Usyk. Let's keep it real here. It's better for the promoters. It's better for other fighters if Anthony Joshua wins, because he is the cash cow. So I expect, if it's really close, Anthony Joshua is going to get the nod in this one. However, I think there's a distinct possibility both fighters could get stopped in this fight. I think Usyk, come round 5 or so, if he's taken a lot of damage in those early rounds, he may end up getting stopped. If Anthony's got that killer instinct back, if he's pulled it out of the clouds where it's been for ever since his first loss to Andy Ruiz, there could be some real trouble for Alexander, particularly if that bodywork's going hard. Alexander Usyk is very hard to hit to the head, especially early on. But the feints and the footwork seemed to baffle Anthony Joshua early on last time around. Even when Alexander got his second win, the feints came back, the footwork came back, and Joshua had no answers for it. However, through those middle rounds 4, 5, 6, I think Usyk won the 7th, but the 8th round was definitely Joshua as well. There's some points in the fight where it looked like Joshua was starting to figure Usyk out. Now, if that is the case, remember, this is going to be round 13 once this fight starts. He's going to already have that knowledge of what it's like to stand in front of a fighter like Alexander Usyk, who feints a lot, uses a lot of footwork, moves his head so much. So it's not going to be such a surprise to him. I mean, it's all fine and dandy watching tape of Usyk. Watch it as many times as you like. You think you know what he's doing in there, but until you're standing in front of him and you've got to face those feints and figure out when the punch is coming and when it's not, it's a totally different story. So this time around, Joshua's going to have that experience. So I think if Joshua wins this fight, it's going to be in round 5 or round 6. However, that's not what I think is going to happen. Like I said earlier in the video, I think Joshua is going to be more aggressive. I think he's going to have some moments, win a few rounds early on, but I think the cost of stamina is going to be too much. Once we get past round 6, I think we're going to start seeing Alexander Usyk start stepping up the pace. He may have taken some damage, but I think he's got enough stamina, he's got the conditioning, and most of all, he's got the ring IQ to be able to do what he needs to do to get the job done. He's also got the confidence behind him that last time around, he maybe got a little bit buzzed from a couple of shots, but most of the fight, he was in control of the pace. He was in control of the scorecards. That confidence, plus the fact he didn't feel he got majorly hurt, I think he's going to step it up enough to stop Anthony Joshua. So, I'm going to pick round 10 for a referee stoppage. Joshua to be knocked down in round 9, knocked down in round 10, and then a flurry at the end of round 10, and the referee steps in due to Joshua not being able to answer, not being able to protect himself sufficiently, and Alexander Usyk becomes the unified IBF, WBA, WBO, and Ring Magazine champion, cementing his legacy as a great fighter. There's only one step left after that, and that's undisputed. Whether he can get whoever's holding the WBC belt into the ring is going to be another story. We've seen Tyson Fury's retired for the umpteenth time earlier this week. The Ring Magazine belt is on the line in this fight because Tyson Fury vacated it. He still holds the WBC belt, but the WBC has given Tyson 2 weeks to formally retire in writing, and at that point they will be announcing the status of the WBC heavyweight title. So this is my prediction. Let me know yours. Who's going to win, by what method, and how do you think the fight's going to go? I will be doing a live stream for this card to do some commentary. As we know, there are 2 other heavyweight fights on there in the heavyweight debut of Andrew Tabiti, former cruiserweight, beaten once by Yonir Dortakos. He will be facing unbeaten James the Beast Williams. I haven't actually seen this dude fight, but I hear some people thought he was like a Mike Tyson. Both of these guys, cruiserweight size guys in height and reach, but James Wilson is generally quite a bit heavy. He's very muscular, but I expect Tabiti to have too much skill to break him down and stop him in maybe round 5. Also on the card, we have a very significant fight between Filip Hrgovic and Zhili Zhang. So it's El Animal v the Big Bang. This is the final eliminator for the IBF mandatory position. Whoever wins this fight is going to get a shot at whoever's holding the IBF belt. So, like I said, I will be doing a live stream for this card, and I will be commentating on the 3 heavyweight fights. Look at the channel for the schedule and you'll find it, and enjoy. So I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' predictions, how you think the fight's going to go, and we can get into some conversation about it. Looking forward to seeing the weigh-in as well, but we'll get to that. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed. I'm Jono from Big Boys Boxing. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out. Hit the bell icon for future notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out. So